Hey, morning, folks. Welcome to the briefing on Friday the 28th. Chilly one this morning, but quite nice out there. There's going to be fog lying in the valleys for a little while, I think, certainly out to the west. You'll see that, I'm suspecting, when we go flying. It's quite thick in Winchester this morning. But that's because the winds are quite light in here. Pressure's fairly high. Nothing really changing very much for the next 8 to 10 hours. So this is the overnight chart, and you can see this long trailing front here is beginning to get a kink in it, which is the development of a low pressure, and then run it on 12 hours. You can see it's developed a little bit. We've got a little warm front coming in here, and the forecast suggests that that's not going to be an issue for us, but places like Exeter and Bristol are giving a forecast of sort of rain by the late afternoon. So that'll hopefully go through overnight. And you can also see that this high pressure, it's been here off and on for weeks now. It's quite steady, and it's principally because the jet stream is a long way to the north of us. What I've put on here next slide is where the jet stream currently is. You can see it's over sort of Iceland, North Scotland, and then driving down over the continent. And we're in this sort of slack area here. It doesn't look like it's going to change too much in the next couple of days. So that's been the reason for our sort of quiet and settled weather that we've had for the last couple of weeks. So what do the TAFs say? Well, Farnborough quite short, light southwesterly. I think a little bit more westerly looking at forecast. Upper winds seem to be more westerly. 10 kb, it's probably that now, but foggy in places. Few at 2.5. I can't see any other sign of sort of soaring forecast, but I think there will be odd bits of cloud lurking around between 2,000 and 2,500 feet. And they're giving a prob 30 of just reduced visibility first thing in the morning. And you can look at both Gatwick and somewhere like Exeter, and you can see that they're picking up the rain and drizzle coming in overnight. So late on, cloud coming down, and they're forecasting overnight rain and drizzle. And Exeter, so we can go Bristol. They're giving the same sort of thing. End of the day, wind picking up, 5,000 meters rain and drizzle. So that's that front coming in for the end of the day out to the west. Upper winds, the important ones, westerly down over the channel and over us, pretty much the same further north. A bit windier further north, they're talking about 20 knots, and other forecasts I've seen suggest the same sort of thing, 20 knots at flying heights. We're probably a little bit less, 15 I suspect, and 10 to 15 in the channel. So not fresh, as you say, it's not driven by the jet stream. And you can see that even the upper winds at 24,000 feet are only here 35 knots. But if you look further north, North Scotland, they're up around the 80 to 90 knot mark. So that's where the jet stream's lying. SatPic just shows sort of bands of mid-level cloud really over us, and that will break up a bit during the day. Doesn't really, even the infrared doesn't really pick up the fog patches out to the west. Temperature wise, let's hope for sort of 8s and 9s as the BBC was suggesting, which is probably average for this time of year. It'll feel pleasant enough out there. It won't feel like we're being shredded by the cold winds, so you'll need a coat, yeah, but it feels reasonable out there. And Top Meteo, their cloud forecast shows the sort of thicker stuff out to the west, slowly heading our way. That's 10 o'clock. And then by sort of 2, it's reached Devon and Cornwall. But we're clear, and it shows us pretty much clear all day, really. Quite pleasant. No sign of cumulus, maybe sort of little bits of upper cloud taking the sort of edge off the sunshine. And then the lower stuff, the rain probably getting to us late evening. Right, so quite a nice day, westerly wind. Should be good for flying and certainly good for training. The ground is quite nice at the moment. It's dried out in the last couple of weeks thanks to no rain. So next couple of things, airspace. And this is a very familiar picture with the sort of continuing Southampton hours of operation change and Salisbury plane. Nothing for us to be concerned about there. Number 10, it just tucked in there, that's high intensity radio transmissions from Boscombe down. Don't think that's going to affect us. And 13's paragliding at Westbury, and 18 is the ATZ at Fairford being activated. But as you can see in the Lasham area, absolutely nothing in terms of no terms of local airspace issues. Jet movements, well, potentially 2 today. There's an A319 flight plan filed to depart at 10 o'clock, and that's going to Iceland and then to America. That's one of the ex-EasyJet ones. And there's an Airbus A321 coming in from the south of France, and it's supposed to depart 10 local, so possibly 11:40-ish into Lasham. So we may be disturbed a little bit this morning with jet movements, but we'll see how it goes. I think both looking at the weather, both should be, taking place hopefully on those timings. Right, so we'll get some gliders out, folks, and we'll go flying because it looks like it's going to be another nice day.